They say curiosity can open doors that should never be opened. But what if all it takes is one simple phrase, whispered in the dark, to open a door you'll never be able to close again? There's a game, spreading quietly on the internet. Nobody knows where it started, but they call it the blue sky game. The rules are simple, almost too simple. You stand alone, in front of a closed door, usually inside your own house. You raise your phone, turn on the front camera, and you start recording. Then, in a calm voice, you repeat the phrase, "The sky is blue, and I see." Over and over again. That's it. No jump scares, no weird rituals, just words. But people who've played it say something changes after the third repetition. The air gets heavier. The light starts to flicker. And sometimes, your reflection in the camera doesn't move the same way you do. It's supposed to be a challenge, a joke. But for one little girl named Layla, it became something else. One night, she played the game alone in her room, standing in front of the door, smiling at her phone, repeating the words she'd memorized. And just 10 seconds later, she screamed so loud her parents came running. Layla swore she saw herself standing inside the doorway, same face, same smile. Except the reflection's eyes weren't hers anymore. The family thought it was just a nightmare. But when her sister decided to try the game herself, something happened that nobody in that house will ever forget. This is the true story of the blue sky game. A game that starts with a whisper and ends with a scream. After that night, Layla refused to sleep in her room again. Her parents said she'd imagined everything, that the flickering lights and strange reflections were just tricks of her tired mind. But the recording on her phone told a different story. When her father opened the video, the first few seconds looked normal, Layla standing in front of her bedroom door, repeating the phrase, "The sky is blue, and I see." Her voice was calm at first, almost playful. But halfway through the clip, something odd happened. The camera glitched just for a split second. Layla's face blurred, and behind her, a second silhouette appeared. A faint figure, same height, same dress, but motionless. It just stood there, behind her shoulder, even when she moved. Her father thought it was a reflection, until the shadow smiled. The next morning, the family deleted the video. They tried to move on, but the atmosphere inside the house changed. Doors creaked open by themselves, phones turned on at night, and sometimes, the television would light up showing nothing but a static blue screen. A few days later, Layla's older sister Maya decided to prove it was all fake. She told her parents she'd play the game again, record it, and show them there's nothing to fear. That night, Maya set up her phone on a tripod, turned off the lights, and whispered into the dark, "The sky is blue, and I see." Her voice echoed through the silence. Nothing happened. She smirked, about to stop recording, until she heard it. A whisper. Not from her mouth, but from behind the door. It repeated her words perfectly, same tone, same rhythm, like an echo that shouldn't exist. Maya froze. Slowly, she turned the camera toward the door. The handle started to move. The door opened, not all the way, just enough to reveal a thin strip of blue light, flickering like a screen. And for a brief moment, she saw a face looking back at her. Her own face. Except it was smiling in a way she never could. Maya screamed and dropped the phone. The recording stopped, leaving only the sound of her footsteps running down the hallway. When her parents came, the room was empty. The door was wide open. And on the floor, her phone screen was glowing, showing the same message over and over again. "The sky is blue. And I see you." The police searched for Maya for 3 days. No signs of a break-in. No footprints. No struggle. It was as if she just walked into the air and vanished. The only clue they found was her phone lying in the middle of her room, still recording. But the strange thing was, the video file was corrupted. It wouldn't open. Every time someone tried to play it, the screen filled with static blue light, and a faint whispering sound played in the background, like someone breathing into the microphone. Layla was terrified. She kept telling her parents that Maya went into the blue place. Nobody knew what that meant. But every night, Layla would wake up screaming, saying that she saw her sister standing at the door, calling her name. Her mother tried to comfort her, but she noticed something disturbing. Whenever Layla said she saw Maya, the hallway light would flicker, and the walls would reflect a faint blue glow, as if coming from nowhere. One evening, desperate for answers, Layla's father decided to check Maya's phone again. He connected it to his computer, forced the file open, and froze. For a few seconds, the corrupted video flickered between images: Maya's face, the blue door, a distorted shadow moving across the frame. Then suddenly, the static cleared. He saw Maya standing in the room, but not looking at the camera. Her eyes were fixed on something behind it. She whispered something, barely audible. When he turned up the volume, the words became clear. "Don't play the game, it's not a game." Then the image twisted, her face stretched unnaturally, the background bent like melting glass, and the screen went completely blue. From that moment on, strange things started happening to the family. Every electronic device in the house, the TV, the tablet, even the baby monitor, began flashing the same phrase at random times. "The sky is blue, and I see you." The father tried to disconnect the power, but the messages wouldn't stop. One night, he walked past Layla's room and heard her voice, whispering the same words. He opened the door and his heart nearly stopped. Layla was standing in front of her closet, her eyes wide open, her phone raised. On the screen, her reflection was smiling, but she wasn't. Then, slowly, the reflection lifted its hand and waved. But Layla didn't move. After that night, the house was never silent again. Every wall seemed to whisper. Every reflection seemed to breathe. Layla's parents took her to her grandmother's old house in the countryside, hoping to escape the nightmare. But the first night there, something followed them. At 3:07 a.m., Layla's mother woke up to the sound of a phone notification. She looked at her nightstand, her phone screen was glowing bright blue. One new message. No sender. No number. It read, "The sky is blue. I see you." She's waiting. Her hands trembled as she opened the message. The moment she did, her phone camera turned on by itself, showing the dark room, and behind her, just for a second, a figure standing in the corner. She dropped the phone and screamed. When Layla's father came rushing in, the screen went black. But he swore he saw the same faint blue light shimmering under the door, like something was waiting outside. The next morning, he decided to search online for answers. He found a post on a hidden forum, a thread titled "The Blue Sky Challenge, Do Not Try This." It was filled with stories just like theirs, people who played the game and disappeared. One comment stood out. It said, "*The game connects two worlds, ours and the blue reflection. Once you repeat the phrase, you open the door. The other version of you can cross, but only one of you stays. **. His blood ran cold. He realized what the message meant. Maya didn't vanish. She switched places. The reflection that smiled in her video wasn't her anymore. That night, Layla's father set up a camera in the living room to watch over the hallway. At exactly 3:07 a.m., the recording caught something impossible. The front door opened by itself. A gust of cold air filled the room. And then, Maya walked in. Same face. Same voice. But her eyes were wrong, too dark, too empty. She looked straight into the camera and whispered. **The sky is blue, and you can't hide. **. The footage ended with a loud static noise and the screen turning completely blue. The next morning, the entire family was gone. The only thing the police found was the camera, still recording, and written on the wall behind it, in faint blue letters. "The sky is blue. And we are here." 2 weeks later, the house stood empty. The police had closed the case, family disappearance, no evidence, unsolved. But the story didn't end there. A YouTuber named Ethan, known for exploring cursed internet myths, decided to investigate the blue sky game himself. He broke into the family's abandoned home with his camera, determined to find proof. The house was silent. Dust everywhere. Furniture still in place. But when he entered the living room, his camera light flickered and he noticed something on the wall. The words were still there, glowing faintly under the dust. "The sky is blue. And we are here." Ethan whispered nervously. "If this is real, show me something." Nothing happened at first. Then, the air got colder. The door behind him creaked open. He turned around slowly and saw a faint blue light spilling from the hallway. His breathing grew heavier. He raised the camera, pointed it at the door, and said, half joking, "The sky is blue, and I see." Before he could finish the sentence, his camera glitched hard. The feed broke into static. But for exactly one single frame, something appeared on the screen. Maya's face. Smiling. Whispering something no one could fully hear, except for 3 words, barely audible under the static. Asterisk, your turn now. Asterisk. The footage was uploaded automatically to Ethan's channel that night and the comments were flooded by people saying the same thing. Asterisk, why did my screen flash blue while watching this? Asterisk. Asterisk, did anyone else hear a whisper at the end? Asterisk. Asterisk, I saw my reflection smile back. Asterisk. And now, you're here, listening to the story. Maybe you think it's just another internet myth. But tell me this. When was the last time you looked in a mirror and felt like your reflection moved a second too late? Because if it ever does, just remember the words. The sky is blue, and I see you.